Hello everyone, welcome to DataScriptIQ. On this channel, we learn data science, Python, SQL, artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics, Power BI, Excel, software tools, and programming, step by step with practical examples. In today's video, we are going to learn Python syntax, indentation, comments, and variables in a simple and beginner-friendly way by building a functional business performance report. This is what we are working toward. We're going to take raw financial data and turn it into a working script that automatically evaluates performance and outputs a target alert. All you need to follow along is a basic code editor like VS Code or Idle. By the end of this exercise, you'll see how these basic rules turn raw text into instructions that Python can execute. Let's start and learn something new today. Step 1 of building our report is defining the raw financial data we want to analyze. Let's type out our first variables to represent our business metrics. We will set a revenue figure of $15,000 and a costs figure of $8,500. In Python, this single equal sign serves as an assignment operator. It stores the right side value inside the named container on the left. If you name that container using a space, like monthly revenue, Python rejects the code. Spaces break the instruction structure. To keep our names readable and valid, we connect words with an underscore. This style is called snake case, and it is the standard practice in Python. Variables prevent you from repeating hard-coded values throughout your script. Instead of typing 15,000 repeatedly, we just reference the name, making the underlying data much easier to manage and update as a program grows. Now that we have our data, our second step is documenting the logic so human readers can understand the code's intent. Right above our variables, type the hash symbol to create a comment. Mechanically, Python completely ignores any text placed after the hash symbol on that line. It exists solely for the programmer. As a best practice, comments should explain the context behind a rule, rather than just repeating what the variable names already say. With our data documented, we move to step 3, calculating our results dynamically. Let's create a new variable called margin. We'll define it precisely by subtracting our costs variable from our revenue variable. Because this formula relies on variable names instead of raw numbers, the logic is automated. If financial data changes next month, this calculation processes without needing any edits to the formula. For our final step, we need to tell Python when to actually trigger our performance alert using a logic block. We'll write an if statement to check if the calculated margin is greater than 5,000. Pay close attention to the end of this line. You must include the colon. That colon acts as a signal to Python that an indented code block is about to follow. To create that block, we drop to the next line and use exactly 4 spaces for our indentation. Inside this newly indented space, type a print statement to output our message, target reached. If you forget those spaces or use them inconsistently, Python cannot interpret the block. It will throw an indentation error, stopping your script entirely. In Python, indentation organizes the program's internal logic. It allows the computer, and other programmers, to see exactly which instructions belong to which decision-making blocks. And now, let's run our completed script. Because our margin is 6,500, which is greater than 5,000, the terminal perfectly outputs our performance alert. By combining correct syntax with descriptive variables, clear explanatory comments, and exact indentation, you've successfully translated a business rule into a piece of working code. Let me know in the comments if your script worked on the first try. Keep practicing along with me, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to DataScriptIQ for more useful coding and data science tutorials.